The son and husband of a judge appointed to an Epstein case were shot on Wednesday. Hey guys, this is Double D from the Entitled Millennials podcast, and this is my Thinking Out Loud series. On Wednesday, July 15th, the son and husband of Judge Salas were shot in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Now, apparently, Judge Salas was appointed to the Deutsche Bank Epstein case that's been going on, and this has created quite a bit of controversy around the shooting. People wondering if maybe somehow her involvement in this Epstein case was the reason behind why she was targeted, why her son and husband were shot. Now, apparently, this Epstein Deutsche Bank case involved cases of fraud and money management, underhanded trading practices, and the case was raising speculation as to why certain bankers and people in this industry in Deutsche Bank weren't keeping a closer tabs on the accounts and financial activities of men like Epstein. Apparently, this gunman came to the door of the North Brunswick residence dressed as a FedEx delivery man. When the son opened the door, he opened fire, shooting several rounds, apparently killing the son instantly. He was shot through the heart. A Mark Onderl was apparently right behind his son when this happened, and he was hit as well. He quickly fled to the basement, and the gunman took off. This gunman, Roy Don Hollander, was apparently a self-described anti-feminist, a men's rights activist, and apparently he had a court case up in front of Judge Salas, which was contesting the legality of the Male-Only Selective Service Act or the military draft. Now, Roy Hollander was apparently found dead just Monday by a gunshot wound. Officers, law enforcement are suspecting that it was a suicide, but this is another tenet of this investigation, of this incident, which has people getting really conspiratorial about the whole thing, has people wondering, myself included, was there some other motivation behind this? Or most likely scenario is that this Roy Hollander meant to come to the house in order to, shoot and kill Judge Salas, ended up killing her son and wounding her husband instead because he had this men's rights draft case in front of Judge Salas. Probably did some research on her, probably found that the case, or thought that the case wasn't going to go the way that he wanted it to, and was essentially trying to clear the air and get rid of this woman because he felt that the case was going to be ruled against him. But obviously, Judge Salas's ties to the Epstein Deutsche Bank case has people asking the question if maybe this was a conspiracy in arranged murder by the military industrial complex or the higher ups in the United States government that are trying to cover up the Epstein pedo ring and all the associations he had with high-up politicians, media moguls, entertainment industry people. And look, I'm not one to be particularly conspiratorial. My friends and my co-host Johnny will even tell you that I am skeptical sometimes to a fault. A good instance of this is when we went to Standing Rock. We did a food and supply drive and money drive for Standing Rock. And when we drove to Standing Rock, we passed through a military checkpoint, and the military checkpoint guy, the sergeant or whatever, said to us, "Oh, some buffalo got loose." And granted, I was a very young man at the time, very naive. He said, "Oh, some buffalo got out, and we're just, closing off this road, make sure everybody's safe." And my girlfriend and Johnny were both like, "Oh, this is obviously a checkpoint because they want to keep tabs on who's coming into Standing Rock and who isn't, and what they're bringing, etc." And I was like, "Well, maybe it is the buffalo." So again, sometimes I'm skeptical to a fault. But given Judge Salas's ties to this Epstein case, and given the fact that Epstein was committed suicide under very suspicious circumstances, and given the fact that now we're seeing Ghislaine Maxwell put into the system, put into the same prison apparently that Epstein was, and the sort of articles they're putting out, I think they said that she was potentially infected by COVID. And there's just some other shady things going on where it's like all of us are joking around on the internet with memes and stuff like, "Oh shit, like who's placing bets 3-1 that Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be killed now?" And then we come here to this Judge Salas incident where her husband and her son were shot, and it has us all kind of raising questions of like, again, is this somehow tied to this big Epstein conspiracy? Now again, It's only been a few days since this case has been made public. There's really only a few articles and news reports going around about what's happened, some of the details. We don't know what sort of situation Salas's husband is in. We don't know a whole lot of details about this Epstein Deutsche Bank case. And really, things are up in the air right now. But like I said, even being skeptical with all the other things surrounding this, I am definitely feeling a little bit conspiratorial, and I am kind of curious as to what you guys are thinking. I'm sorry I don't have more information for you guys. We should start a discussion down in the comments box below. If you have more information about this case that you can share with me, I'd love to hear it, and then share it on tomorrow's podcast, and hopefully we can get a good discussion coming, get some information going out, trade some ideas. But my first instinct, and again, we can't always trust instinct, but sometimes we have to, is that, I don't know, and you know, if this guy's a men's rights activist, again, you kind of have to question his moral constitution or his mental state. If you're a men's rights activist, you hear that and you're already kind of like, well, what the hell? This guy's kind of on one already. So it's not too much of a stretch of imagination if he's already sort of an extremist in this sense or has some ridiculous political ideas. Who knows what his mental health state was? Hopefully we'll get some more information about that. But it's not too far-fetched that he would potentially try to assassinate Judge Salas and end up killing her husband, or wounding her husband and killing her son in the process over this court case. Hopefully, I don't know what his thought process would be. You never fucking know with a crazy person. Maybe he's thinking he's going to get another judge, or I don't know. But realistically, this is the official story we're hearing about and the official potential motive. And being skeptical, it does sound pretty reasonable, but again, we come back to this Epstein case and it just raises these bigger questions. And like I said, my instinct, my heart is telling me that there's more to this that we're not hearing about. But at the end of the day, guys, conspiracy or not, this is just another instance of it seeming like shit is really hitting the fan in this country right now. I mean, we have the pandemic with our government's poor response. We have Black Lives Matter protests going on with subsequent unrest. You know, Epstein was fucking murdered. Shady shit going all the time. Now they got Ghislaine Maxwell. We got secret police roaming the streets of Portland. Apparently now there's some coming to Chicago. Again, this is just another example of it feels like the sense of law and order in the United States is really starting to go out the window. And beyond that, it feels like the foundation of our institutions, of the process of habeas corpus and, you know, institutional law is just really starting to fall apart. I mean, with the secret police roaming the streets, now we have this brazen attempt at assassination. We see, you know, right-wing militias roaming the streets with, you know, assault rifles, things like that. It's like, in my view, and I've talked to some online friends, some from Scotland, some from the Netherlands and stuff, and from the outside, for the outside looking in on the United States, you know, they view us as a fucking third world country with smartphones. I mean, we're seeing a disintegration of law and order. We have essentially legalized slavery through the prison industrial complex, the endless wars, the corruption, the outright rigging of elections, you know. To citizens of the world that are looking in on the situation of the American empire and little stories like this, and granted, I guess this is a bigger story, you know, an attempted assassination on a federal judge. I think the rest of the world is kind of just holding their breath, waiting for shit to fully pop off and the whole government and the whole system to just kind of collapse in on itself or fucking implode. And I think a lot of us that are living here in the United States and are in the news media cycle and hearing all these stories are starting to feel the same way. I mean, we know that people on the left and right are buying guns in huge numbers. In my area, apparently you can't get your hands on any ammunition, survival supplies like that. It's like, it's tenuous times, guys, and just hearing this story, it's like, who fucking knows? Like, who's going to be the next gunman over what issue, or what person's going to be shot, what public figure? I don't know, guys. I don't know what you think. I don't know what your thoughts are on this particular case, but man, shit's just wild here, guys. And I mean, me myself, like I said, I'm just holding my breath, waiting for the next story to drop, and looking forward to hearing some more information on this case, particularly the mental health of the guy. And let's say there is a big conspiracy. I'm eager to see how they're going to spin it to make it seem like it's a just another day, another egregious crime, and tie it to gun violence in America. So, but anyway, guys, I am definitely rambling on this one. I am definitely thinking out loud. Again, I don't have a lot of information for you. Anything that you can share with me and your fellow subscribers in the comment box will be greatly appreciated. So, until next time, guys, I'll let you go. Peace. Take it easy and be safe out there. All right, it's wild times. Bye.
Don't feel anything. No, I don't feel anything.